Hello again. Now, gender-based violence continues to dominate the crime stats. A group of men has come forward to say enough is enough. Khuluma Ndoda is a social movement that encourages men to help prevent femicide and gender-based violence. The movement is championed by self-confessed and now reformed women abuser and veteran actor Patrick Shai. He joins me now in the studio to tell us more about his role in the current fight against gender-based violence. But before we chat, let's take a look at this.
How many more women must be beaten up? How many more must be killed? How many more must we bury? How many more children must be orphaned by femicide? How many? How many more? Stop! Khuluma Ndoda! Khuluma Ndoda!
Khuluma Ndoda, speak, talk, man. So, welcome, Patrick Shai. Thank you very much, Tata Shai, for making the time here. Tomorrow, of course, marks the beginning of the global 16 days of activism against violence against women and children. So 25th of November, it always starts this time. But we're here every year. We are here every year, yet the recent crime stats were shocking. Just for the 3 months, July to September, according to Police Minister Begitele, just under 10,000 women were raped. So what do you want men in this campaign of yours that you're doing to actually talk about?
Thank you for hosting me, Braden. It is said that we are here almost every day because these narratives of gender-based violence visit us every day. Khuluma Ndoda is asking men to really open up, come out and speak and acknowledge that we do have problems as Majida. All we need to do is to be brave enough to say, I have a problem. It's not a sign of weakness. It's when you call out, when you call yourself out as a man to say, I need help, it's the first best thing you can do for yourself and your partner and South Africa at large. There is help out there. I am an example of what happens when you take responsibility and you seek help.
Is it because we men don't talk about our suffering that you've titled your movement Khuluma Ndoda?
But then we are socialized not to speak. But there is no excuse today in the current affairs and the narrative of gender-based violence. We cannot continue to say it's because we don't speak. We speak about so many things. We speak about soccer. We speak about so many material things and social things. What is it that makes it difficult that we do not speak about things that matters most to the heart and soul of the men?
So what kind of initiatives do you carry out under the Khuluma Ndoda initiative to encourage the men to speak? What are these things that you do?
We have an interesting multilateral program, if one were to say so. We're calling men out. They come, they call us to say, Brapet, I need help. I've got anger issues. I've got relationship issues. I've got trust issues. Then we sit down and have a conversation with them and map out and help them navigate to the origins of the problem, because every problem has its source. It is unfortunate that the person you are with happens to be the extension of your frustrations. Then you take things out on them. So we help them out. And where I find that I am falling short of helping these guys, then I refer them to what I call high care, high professional psychosocial services.
So you must have other people with you. So when they come to you to assist you, although you've got the experience yourself, you are using yourself as an example, you are in fact leading by example, and many of us men salute you for that, and I'm sure many women will be grateful that you've taken this courageous step as well. But do you find that you've got other people to assist you in that process? Because you surely can't be doing this alone, because it's a heavy burden.
It is a heavy burden indeed. I've partnered with the Tears Foundation, who are more a victim-focused organization dealing with women who have experienced abuse, all sorts of. I'm also quite.
So you straddle both genders, the world of both genders.
Yes, because most of the time I get a call from a female who says, I need help from my partner. And that becomes the inroad into stepping into the problem world of the men. Then we are dealing with the social development within their social services to provide services as and when it is needed. But also the Gender-Based Violence Command Center. I also deal with a myriad of other men's formations who have different skills, perhaps in dealing with different types of problems.
While the epidemic or pandemic of gender-based violence, as the President has described it, is continuing in our country, do you find that there's better awareness today because of efforts like yourself and the various stakeholders you've mentioned, and an awareness by us men that, as you said earlier, there is help out there? Are you finding that there's an improvement there? Is there really a light at the end of the tunnel?
It is very difficult to balance this out, but then in terms of the successes of the campaigns we are waging, yes, on one level, I must commend South Africa and all South Africans, and in particular, men who are coming out, men who are beginning to voice out these things that, yes, we are doing something. There is a positive traction in terms of men's participation in the fight against gender-based violence. But however, it is said that we're still finding bodies, chopped up bodies of women. We still hear of women being raped. The narrative kind of negates all the efforts. Therefore, it forces us to say, Majida, let us take responsibility and speak, because a man who commits that, there's a friend of his who knows something about that person before the commitment.
Or there's a family member, relative who knows about it. So what would your message be? That, I mean, this is like a huge struggle. It's a big mountain to climb. It's in fact bigger than Mount Everest, yes, from what we know currently in our country. 16 days of activism against violence against women and children begins tomorrow, yet another global annual campaign. What would your message be at this time, knowing the journey that you've traveled and the challenge this is like today?
I want to say to South Africa, let us allow men to speak out. Let us allow men to find an expression. Let us allow men to show weakness. Let us allow them to come out and say, I cannot. We have put so much pressure on them. But also we must be mindful of the fact that, and this is what I say to our ladies out there, it's that most of these crimes are very predatory and opportunistic by their very nature. They are very difficult to police and monitor, because rape, in most cases, if it's not intimate partner sexual violence, it is very predatory by nature. So let us be careful of where we go, who we go out with. And if you are a woman going out, I say, take a pic and send a location. You know, guys like taking photos with their new conquest. Just take a pic with Patrick Shai. I'm with my new babes. Then you send it so that the world and your friends know where they are. But families, there are telltale signs that your boy might be a perpetrator. Let us let's have a closer look to the boy child, to the men in our families. Let families begin to speak out against the habits and the behavior and the social entanglements of us Majita within families.
Shai, as I said, some of us salute you and thank you very much for your courage and for coming in this afternoon, spending a bit of time to talk about Khuluma Ndoda, your movement. Of course, this is ahead of the beginning of 16 days of activism against violence against women and children, starting tomorrow here in the country and in the rest of the world. Just as a man, do your part to stop this.